What is going on, guys? This is Doug with 4-Wheel Drive Trek, and today, hopefully, I'm going to save you some headaches. Now, obviously, as you saw from the title, I'm going to be replacing the wheel hubs. Now, I am getting some really bad death wobble in my Jeep. So online, I ordered myself Detroit axles, left and right wheel hubs to throw on this guy here. And I'm going to show you how to pull these off and put them back on super duper easy. First thing I always like to do, make sure you have the right parts before you take apart your Jeep. This could go for any vehicle, but I just like to make sure this is the right thing because it's half hanging out my garage right now and I don't want to have to put everything back together just to push it right back out the garage. I'll make sure and do it all right the first time. Normally, you want to compare this next to yours. I've had mine on and off replacing the axles. I threw on some RCV axles recently. So I already know what it looks like, and that definitely looks like it is the proper wheel hub. So let's jump to it. I'm going to show you how to diagnose this wheel hub and make sure that your wheel hub is actually bad before you start, replacing it. The first thing you want to do is get this guy up in the air. Now, you are going to be removing the front wheels. Front wheels don't lock in place, so you might want to break free the nuts first. I have an impound gun I'm going to use, but normally break free the nuts. So the first thing you're going to want to do to test it out is to get your wheel in the air and give it a good shake. If it rocks back and forth, top and bottom, that means your ball joints are pretty much shot. Now if it rocks side to side, then that means your tie rods are bad. It's definitely shaking from side to side. If, say, up and down and left or right, or side to side, if both of them are shaking, then that means your wheel hubs are bad. And let me tell you, mine are real bad. If they're like that, don't drive it. I do not recommend driving it. Get it to a shop, or if you're feeling inclined, I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So this part's pretty self-explanatory. Pull the lug nuts off and get this wheel off. Next, what you're going to want to do is pull off all of your brake system. Pull the calipers, pull the brackets, and pull the rotors off. Now is a good time if you want to get this axle nut loosened up. Put a breaker bar right here, hold it in place, and it'll kind of lock it in place while you remove that axle nut. Now, it is going to be 35mm axle nut on here, so if you don't already have a socket, you might want to go grab one of those. I'm opting to take off the caliper as well as the bracket, not as one piece but separate, just so I can take a look at this rotor here. It looks kind of weird, but we have 13mm on here. And you will want to support this somehow on here. I just threw a bungee cord in here and hang it right here from my spring. Keeps it up and out of the way, and it doesn't cause any stress on your power lines here. Brake lines, not power lines. So on the back side of your brake bracket, there are going to be two large bolts. There's going to be one on top and then one on the bottom. Before you pull one of them out, make sure you loosen up both of them, because if you don't, the bracket is going to start swinging whichever way that you didn't take off. And that really gets annoying. You're going to have one wheel speed sensor right on the hub right here on the back side of this mounting surface. It is going to be a number 5 or a 5mm Allen key. Make sure you grab one of these, either a socket Allen key or just a standard Allen wrench, and loosen this guy up. If you're having troubles getting this off by just pulling it, because it should be pressed in pretty well, take your rotor, put it on backwards, thread on a few lug nuts here, and use your rotor as a slide hammer. Pull against it. So you want to make sure not pull the axle out, because that's going to stay in there. And now it's time to reinstall the new axle hub. While I have the axle out, I'm actually going to take this time and clean up the inside just a little bit with a wire brush, just so it's a nice clean mounting surface for the new hub to sit in. Now putting everything on is going to be pretty simple. It's literally everything you did in reverse. I am going to spray just a little touch of lubricant on here. It's going to help apply the new wheel hub on just a little. First thing is the dust shield, and you're going to have two sides of it. One side is going to have this little lip. That's going to go towards the engine side. Make sure you got your wheel speed sensor in place here. Make sure you're not going to pinch your wheel speed sensor here. I'm going to do a dab of Loctite here just to make sure. Oh, that was a little bit more than a dab. So I want to make sure these things do not come off. At this point, all you got to do is put everything back in reverse, throw the wheel speed sensor back on. You want to put your brake caliper, brake rotors, everything back on, throw your wheel back on, and you are all set and good to go. I'm not going to film that because it is super boring, but I'm going to do that right now and jump to the end and show you the aftermath. Now we got everything back together, got the wheel back on. It's time to take a look, see if it works. No wobbles. No wobbles. Awesome. That means one wheel hub is done, and now I need to jump to the other side. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the video today. I'm not going to show you the other side because it is just too boring to do it twice. And if you like the video, if it helps you, or you found it informative, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to see you guys next time.